Hi, fifth graders. Did you finish your self-portrait in pencil? I hope you did, because this is week 2 and we're going to talk about how to do your self-portrait with color now. I'm going to be sending all of you some oil pastels to use to do this project, so I hope you like that. So if you haven't finished it yet in pencil, you have to do that first. But don't worry about shading, because you're going to cover every pencil mark with the oil pastel anyway, and you don't really need to do shading in pencil, just the outline. Okay, so when you've got your drawing done, open your oil pastels, and the first thing we want to do is find the closest color to our skin tone. I see 4 of these pastels which could possibly be skin tones, and these are the 4. There's like a light peach colored one, a golden one, a reddish brown one, and a brown one. None of these might be exactly your skin tone, but what you need to do is find the one that is closest to your skin tone. For me, that's the peach one. So I'm going to start with that. If you have a darker brown skin tone, start with that. Okay, so you want to start in the center. Let's not worry about the eyes yet, or the nostrils, or anything black. Don't worry about the hair yet, because as we get darker on the picture and move out to the edges, it's easy to smear the oil pastel with the side of your hand. So you want to start in the center, and you want to just lightly, so I'm not pressing too hard, because later I might press harder, but right now I'm just going pretty lightly with my peach color here. I still want to be able to see my pencil marks. At the end, I don't want to see any pencil marks, but right now I still want to be able to see my pencil marks, because I need to see how to make all the features like I drew them. So I'm just kind of lightly and quickly filling in my face with that peach color. That might not be how it will end up, but it is a good starting place. You also want to do your forehead. Do every part of your skin on your face to begin. Try not to go over your pencil too much right now. We're going to do that in a little while. So I'm just kind of quickly coming in between my pencil and making that color. And don't forget to do your neck and your ears if your ears were showing. Okay, so that's a start. It's pretty light, and it's got a lot of little bits of white showing in my paper yet. That's fine, because I can do it darker in a little bit. Now, I want to pick the next darker one to be an outline. Well, there is this gold color, but that won't show up too much. I'm going to go to the brown for my outline. So if this was the color of my skin tone, I would probably go to this darker brown for my outline. Or if this was the color of my skin tone, I might go to black for my outline. In any case, I'm going to use this to go over some of those pencil lines, but not black areas, not like my eyes, not my nostrils, just some of the lines that I made in my face. And I'm just going to quickly use that, and maybe also to kind of come around the edge of my face. Oops. Now if I make a mistake doing this, I can fix it by coming harder over it with the color I really wanted to use. So if you make a mistake, there are ways to fix that, so don't worry. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of do that. Okay, so I'm just going to go over where like my skin lines are, just for now, quickly. But I'm not doing the black in my eyes yet. Let's see, how about my mouth? I'm going to start with a lighter color. I know my lips aren't just perfectly pink, but I'm going to start with that color because it's lighter. So you always want to start with what it might be, but a little bit lighter, because you can come around the edges with the darker and you can blend these things together after a while. You can use it as sort of an outline. If you want, you could try taking your finger, kind of blending. Now, I know that my skin has a little bit of golden tone in it too, so let's try a little bit of that. Oh, there's still pink on my finger. Okay, well, good thing I'm in the cheek area here, because I was going to add pink anyway. And you can even pick up some there and put it in here, because I think that I do have some pink tones also in my skin. So you can come in, this is why we start light, not too committed yet, because we can come in afterwards and add to it if you think you need to darken it. If you start too dark, it's going to be kind of hard to come back with the colors and fix it up, right? I'm going to just take a tiny bit of pink and put it in certain places in my face. You can look in your mirror to see your skin, your face is probably not the same color all over your face, but has different underlying tones at different places on your face. So you can look in the mirror and look carefully at that and try to figure out what parts of your face have different colors, depending on where the shadows are, maybe where the sun hits your face a lot, and kind of check that out. Try to figure out where that might be. And then you can always take your finger and try to rub a bit and blend it together. Okay, so I'm starting to get a lot of good facial tone in there. I didn't want to do my eyes yet because I wanted to save some of the black for later, but because I don't want this video to take forever, you can take the side and you can get a fairly good edge there. Now I'm going to have to be really careful if I've done my eye not to smear that black around, or it'll make my face look dirty. Let's fill it in with the brown. I'm going to use the darker brown on that. Of course, I've got glasses too. I haven't done those yet. And I think I should finish the skin up here definitely before I do eyebrows and hair. So I'm just going to give it a little more. You know I'm going to want some skin to show up in between. So a little more of that. And a little bit of the gold in there. And maybe a tiny bit of pink. And blend it. Okay, and I forgot to come around the edge with that one shade darker brown right up here. So I'm going to do that up in there. Okay. Now I could come back here and do my nostrils, which are dark. And I could do my eyebrows. I'm going to start with the brown on that, I think, because I don't want to get too dark too quick. As soon as I've gotten really dark, I've made a big commitment. Not ready to commit to that yet. Not ready to commit to black. My hair is pretty dark, so I know I can give myself a little bit darker eyebrows. I'm going to just start with that. I don't know if I want to get darker than that yet. So, oh, my neck. Forgot. Gotta come down here and do that too before you move on to other things, okay? At the end of it, you shouldn't be seeing any of the pencil lines. So notice in my face, the only pencil lines left are in the glasses. Uh-oh. See how my finger was dirty and now it's going to make my skin look a little dirty there? Got to be careful. Nothing else. I guess I could have washed my hands a bit. But I didn't do it. I'll try to use a different finger for rubbing. One that's less dirty. There we go. Okay, I've got a lot of my skin tone done. I have very funny looking glasses. They are black and a turquoise green. I'll put my other skin tones away. I think I'm done with them. I like to put them all back in the right places. So I'm just going to go right ahead and do the glasses with the black. And I will come back and put some green into them. Whoa, that didn't work out too well. Pretty thick. I'll put the green into them in a bit, maybe in a little while. You know what I didn't do? I didn't really do the skin around my eye area too well. And now I've got to be super careful because there's black in there. So I hope you do better than me and think about that more carefully before you fill in. Okay, closest thing I have to that green is this green, and what I'm going to have to do is add some blue to it. Because turquoise blue is sort of a greenish blue. Okay, that's good enough. My hair, well, it's not completely black. It's actually kind of a dark brown with some blackish tones. So I don't have as beautiful hair as some of you. I know some of you have very beautiful dark black hair. Or maybe you have blonde hair, I don't know, or reddish. You'll have to find the closest thing. When you're doing hair, pretend you're brushing it and make the lines go in the same direction as you want the hair to go when you're brushing it. So this would go way down, right? Because this is long hair. When you're doing long hair, sometimes girls have done this, I've seen this, you make it come right up to your neck. Don't leave a space, because otherwise it'll look like there's no hair in the back of your head. And you might want to have some come over the front of your shoulder and some behind. If you have a ponytail or a braid or something, and mostly it's in the back, see I'm going all the way up to the neck, you might want to make it look like it's more on, you're seeing one side of it on one side of your head than the other. Okay, I don't really have just brown hair, I really have darker hair. So now I can come with the darker and make more lines, filling it in. Especially here, it's going to look darker here. And I'm not going to be super careful with this because I don't want to take up all your time. So if I wanted to, I could do better blending. And you notice it's not really taking me all that long to color this. I bet I can finish this in 15 minutes. Okay, you want to color the background and your clothing also. You really shouldn't leave any piece of the paper showing. If you want to have a white area, use the white oil pastel. Pretend this is a painting. You're not going to leave white showing, not too much here. You're going to fill it all in. There. Okay, so now all I have left is my clothing and the background. The background, let's see what color I want to wear here. You want to also outline your clothing with darker. I'm going to give myself, I like to wear a lot of blues. You go, Miss Mary, that's not blue you're using. That is a purple. That's right, because I'm going to use the purple as my outer outline color. I'll even use it here. And then I'm going to use a blue. What's that other blue? Yeah, I use this blue for the clothing color. Now, you don't have to get too detailed in this, but if I do blue here, you won't be able to see much, so I'm going to do a little bit of my lighter blue along the edge. I think that might help show off the collar part more. Put a little there and there. And then I can just fill in the rest. And I'm going to fill it in lightly, and then I'm going to smear it. If I could go wash my fingers in between, it would help me. But I'm not going to take time to do that right now. Go ahead and do some blending. So filling in kind of quickly and lightly, using your fingers to blend the colors. I wonder what color I should make my background behind me. Well, let's see. The background can be very simple and can be just one color. That will really set off your drawing. Notice that I don't see pencil lines too much anymore. Well, let's see. I think maybe, I can't decide. I wish I had a good, well, I guess I'll try orange. Orange for my background. I couldn't really decide what I wanted. And again, I'm going to use the flat part. I'm going to come quickly in this part to fill it in. See how I'm moving my arm, just moving it quickly, and don't go right up against your hair. It'll start smearing. Leave a little white space. You can blend it. With your finger. But if your fingers are starting to get really dirty from the oil pastels, you might want to wash your hands in between, because that will show up in the blending. Well, that's a pretty bright color. Maybe I'll put some yellow in there too. Give it just a little more of a golden color. You see how I lay one color on top of another? If I want to change the color and I don't have that color in the box, I can change it by adding another layer on top. And then I can blend. Okay, fingers are kind of dirty. I'm going to try using my other hand. I'm getting smeary parts because my fingers are dirty, but I'm just going to go right ahead, start blending. As I say, you could wash your hands in between. That might help you. You have less of, see the smear I'm getting from having this blue on my finger? Not good. Also, Be careful not to get too close. If you put your dark hair in there, it will smear. And it will smear on your skin tone and you might not like it. But if it does happen that you get really too dark in your face or something and you wish you hadn't done that, take a lighter color and come very hard on top of it. You can actually make any mistakes disappear just by drawing very hard with a different color on top. You can put a lighter color on top of a darker one and make it work. You're not wanting to get to that point if you can avoid it. But if it happens, don't worry. You can actually fix it. Okay, now I don't see any white paper and I think my portrait is pretty well done. Everything has been outlined with a little bit darker tone and everything's been filled in. So I'm done. I hope you enjoy making your self-portrait in color. For a review, finish the pencil drawing first of all. No shading necessary. Find the color in your box of oil pastels that's nearest to your skin tone. Use it very lightly to fill in all the skin areas. Add other skin tones on top if you need to. Use the one tone darker to outline all of your facial features like your nose and your mouth and your chin. Go around it all, the outside of your face. Cover all the pencil lines. Save the dark areas for later, like your eyebrows and your nostrils and your hair. Try to save black for the end. Color in the shoulders, what you're wearing, and the background. And don't leave white. If you want white in your picture, use the white pastel to do it. Okay, see you next time. And if you really like your picture and you want to send it to me, don't forget, here's my email, mernst@ausdk12.org. See you later. Bye-bye.